I did not like the way I speak and communicate with my voice with the world around me. So I started to research this topic to improve my speaking skills and to up my speaking game. And I stumbled upon the Tate's video guide on how to improve your body language and the way you communicate with people. The first thing he says in the video is nothing wrong with yelling. Talk louder. That was the basic premise of the tip he was about to give. What I noticed from my personal experience is two things. First, in school, when the teacher is giving you a lesson and you try to talk with other people, you might get punished for it, because teacher will say for you to shut up because he's giving a lesson. Yeah, you have to respect the elders, but unfortunately, this kind of punishment naturally makes you speak quieter. Your voice becomes quiet. And this habit of me speaking quiet was propagating for years and years in high school. No wonder now I speak in a quiet tone rather than loud. Nothing wrong with speaking loud. The second thing is people are afraid to be in the center of the attention. People might be afraid that when they're talking, other person might hear him and they don't want to be heard by other people except the person they're talking to, which is completely terrible mindset to have. Don't be afraid to be in the center of the attention. You might say, yeah, naturally I was born to be a shy person, which is just bullshit. It's not true. People can change their personalities. People can change their beliefs. Your mindset is what's important. So you can change it easily. If you've been shy your whole life, doesn't matter. You can change right now. And I'm not saying you can do it in a matter of 10 minutes or in a matter of week. This practice will take months. By the end of it, you will become a fulfilled, happy person who is not afraid to speak loudly, who is confident in his speaking abilities and does not seek validation from being quiet. Don't be afraid to be quiet. I had the same problem, but now I'm changing and I'm able to change. Why can't you change? So don't have this limiting belief. Personalities are instilled to you by society. If your teacher is always punishing you and asking you to speak quietly and you become a shy person, that's not because you were born with this ability. It was instilled to you by society, by your environment. And the second thing you can do to stop being a pussy is to get a mass increase. Your weight needs to increase. Of course, if you're a skinny, small kid who doesn't have any abilities, how are you expecting to change your personality and not to be afraid in the center of the attention if you literally weigh 110 pounds? So start working out. It will boost your confidence and help you to speak louder. The second tip that they talked about is the competence right. If a man looks at you and you display competence, he is going to befriend you. He will want to be friends with you. If a businessman looks at you and you display competence, he would like to start a company with you. He would like to partner up with you. If a woman sees that you're a competent man, she would like to engage with you. That's just the rule of nature. You have to display competence. One of the ways you can show that you're a competent man is by your speaking abilities, is the way of your vocal skills, of communication with the outside world. So play your absolute focus to improving your speaking skills. I will focus for the next 2 months to improve my speaking skills, and you can see the progress I'm making. This is the first video of me starting to implement the practices of public speaking. You have to remove the as, and the gaps. You have to speak relentlessly without any stop. You don't have to be afraid of expressing your thoughts. You can learn all of this. It will take months, but you can do it. You've been conditioned for 20 years to be a bitch. By your classmates, by your parents, by your teacher. Now it's time to change, and you can destroy your old habits and embrace your new personality in a matter of months if you put in the work. So please do it. I'm afraid of seeing guys. I'm tired of seeing guys speaking like dorks. of being afraid to express their thoughts and limiting their potential. And when you try to speak louder, implement the steps, take up the space, be in the center of attention, remember that a lot of people will get pissed at you. Maybe your friends will start making fun of you. But that's because, let me provide you with an analogy of crabs. We are all crabs in the bucket. And when you try to climb up the bucket and reign over other men and be superior men, other men, which are in this case are crabs, will try to pull you down to their own level. Don't let that happen. They might feel envious, or it's just the rule of nature, I don't know. People try to lower you to their own level. That's why they might start making fun of you, or being angry that you are speaking too loud and taking a lot of attention. You have to destroy this limiting belief and don't let your environment define you. The third tip which he shared in the video is the power of listening. Tate said that everyone likes to talk about themselves. Don't try to brag and talk about yourself to the other person because he doesn't care about you. What is funny is this philosophy of listening that Tate discovered throughout his experience with talking with people is the tip that is given in the book, How to Influence People and Win Over Friends. It's a fundamental part of the book, and it's a fundamental part of the body language that Tate preaches. Don't you see how they align? If the book that is respected by everyone to improving social skills and this businessman guy Tate, they both agree on the thing, you might consider that maybe this is important because Tate didn't read books, but he came to the same conclusion that this book, because it's just the rule of the social skills of talking. You have to listen. For example, if you're even the fucking Batman, Bruce Wayne, a billionaire with 20 wives and a supercar, if you try to tell it to the other person, he's not going to care a little bit even. He doesn't care. He cares only about himself. Let's say you want some man to like you. I mean, maybe you want to network with him. Maybe he's an important businessman and you want to partner up with him. Maybe share your ideas with him. You want to work with him, but you're not friends with him. You don't have any connection with him. So it's very important for you to make him like you. How you do it is by the power of listening. If you try to brag about your own achievements and talk about yourself, this is not going to lead to a meaningful conversation. What you should do is listen. Listen to him and ask questions and be genuinely interested in him. If you just ask questions but your body language and slightest changes the human eye can detect, the thing is, human eyes are so good at detecting small changes. If you're not interested, the person you're trying to talk to will see that you're not interested. Like if you talk to him, ask him questions, but your mind is wondering about your dinner or what you're going to eat for lunch or about your other issues, the person you're talking to will seize it and he will not like it. So you have to be genuinely interested in the person. How you do it is by practice. And this video is not a full guide for improving everything. I give you tips, but you have to find ways to implement them. So you just take this businessman who are trying to befriend and talk with him by listening and asking questions. You ask question after question, question after question, you're genuinely interested. Then after 1 hour of conversation, by the end of it, he's going to tell you that he had a great time talking to you. When in reality, you did not even talk with him. You were just listening and he liked you. The same works with any social interaction. If you want some girl to ask for a date, for example, I don't know, you can just listen and ask questions. Even if you are not interested, try to become interested. You can learn that. Right now, you might think, I can't force myself, but you can. It's the same with personality. Don't have these limiting beliefs, you can change it. I practiced this step, listening and asking questions for months, and I have seen a lot of progress. Now I'm more interested in the people. 3 months ago, some average guy, random guy who does average job would not be interesting for me. I couldn't force myself to ask him questions. It would seem so ingenuine, but now I learned to embrace to embrace being interested in other people. I can talk with more people right now. I can even talk with the security guard guy in my hall. I can talk with him about his problems, and I'm genuinely interested because I learned to do that. You can also learn to do that. The last tip is the change of body language. Before I tell about you this, let me tell you that other tips I implemented myself. I already tried them. I have seen the results. I already made some progress, and I am trying to continue. This tip, I never tried it. But if Tate says it's a good tip for talking with people, I believe him. And I will try to implement this in my life and maybe update you in the future. It's the change of body language and temper. Let's say you're being loud, taking the center of attention, you already learned all of these things, and some guy doesn't like it. He tries to scream and fight with you. He's screaming and being aggressive. And naturally you become aggressive too. Both of you are screaming at each other. Then he's saying that he wants to fight you. The first thing you say is, get the fuck away from me. You're angry and aggressive. But he doesn't go back. He continues to ask you for a fight. Then what you do is implement the change of body language and temper. You immediately become calm and say, okay, you wanna hurt me? I wanna hurt you. Let's figure it out outside. You say it in a calm, psychopathic manner. You say it in this way, and the person you said it to is going to be intimidated immediately. Because it's strange for him to change your temper immediately. Like, people don't usually do it. I think it's an advanced tip that we should try to implement. The second example is, for example, if you're arguing with your girlfriend, you're both becoming loud and screaming. At one moment you just say, immediately you become calm, although you've been arguing and screaming 2 seconds ago, and say, okay, I don't want to argue with you. Get your keys and say, I'm going outside. Then, of course, your girlfriend will forget about her arguments and worry more about why did you become so calm in a matter of 2 seconds. I will try to implement these techniques, but for others' tips, you must do it. I did it myself. I see the results. I hope you can take value from them. Thank you.